Brought to you by JEGS.
One of the most common jobs involved in working on a classic muscle car is installing the distributor. Whether you're removing and replacing the existing distributor on an engine or setting up one for the first time on a new build, doing it right is critical to proper engine operation. The distributor is driven by a gear on the camshaft and controls your engine's ignition timing. It also drives your engine's oil pump via an intermediate shaft. Both of these vital functions require a bit of care during installation in order to make sure things are properly aligned. Let's start by looking at the installation of a new distributor. We're using a classic Ford Mustang as an example, but the process is the same for any brand of vehicle. Any new distributor needs to have a drive gear that is compatible with the camshaft installed in the engine in order to prevent premature wear and potentially fatal damage to the camshaft. There are 4 common types of distributor gears: cast iron, hardened steel, also known as melanized, bronze, and composite. Most aftermarket distributors are supplied with hardened steel gears, which may not be correct for your application. If there's any doubt, give JEGS a call and speak to a tech for a distributor gear recommendation. In order to install your new distributor, you'll need to know your engine's firing order and which direction the distributor turns. Locate cylinder number 1 and, with all the spark plugs removed, turn the engine over by hand until the timing mark on the balancer approaches 0 degrees, or top dead center. Put your thumb tip over the spark plug hole, and as the piston rises, you'll feel pressure on the compression stroke. If you don't, keep turning the crankshaft through another rotation until you do. This will prevent installing the distributor 180 degrees out of phase. Set the balancer to the 0 degree mark, and you're ready to install the distributor. Decide which terminal on the cap will be your number 1 cylinder, and turn the rotor until it's aligned with that post, taking into account how you want to position the spark plug wires relative to the distributor and the location of the vacuum advance, if present. Apply some assembly lube or fresh motor oil to the distributor gear to prevent unnecessary wear when you first start the engine. Because the distributor drive gear is helical, the rotator will want to turn as you insert the distributor into the engine. To take this into account, position the rotor ahead of the number 1 terminal in the rotation order, halfway between the previous terminal and where you want it to end up. As you lower the distributor, it will rotate against the stationary cam gear and end up in the desired position. More often than not, the distributor will not go all the way into position on the first try because the bottom of the distributor isn't aligning properly with the oil pump intermediate drive shaft. One way to solve this is to use a long screwdriver or socket and extension to slightly rotate the shaft by hand so that it aligns with the drive on the bottom of the distributor when they first make contact. If you're removing and replacing an existing distributor, you can save yourself time and trouble by marking the position of the distributor relative to the block and the rotor relative to the distributor before removing it. If the crank isn't turned while it's out, lining up these marks again when you replace the distributor will bring you very close to the same timing, and the oil pump drive shaft will remain in alignment. Once your distributor is properly seated, you can connect the spark plug wires, paying attention to your engine's firing order and distributor rotation direction. To set base timing, leave the vacuum advance disconnected and plugged. Tighten the distributor clamp just tight enough to allow adjustment of the distributor by hand, and crank the engine. Using a timing light, advance the timing before top dead center a few degrees until the engine fires, then set your desired base timing. A conventional timing light will require you to read degrees of advance off the markings on the balancer, while a dial-back light will let you set your desired timing at the gun and then simply align the top dead center mark with the pointer. Once your timing is set, lock down the distributor and don't forget to reconnect the vacuum advance. For more information about distributor selection, in-depth instructions, and technical advice, visit jegs.com on the web or give us a call at 800-345-4545 to order toll-free around the clock every day.
Brought to you by JEGS.
Lifetime support. Complete customer satisfaction. Delivering performance since 1960.
JEGS.com.